Alright, here we are for Season 1, Race 14 of my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. Jaguar Racing F1 team for the Belgian Grand Prix. First race after the summer break. Things are looking pretty good. Put one of the new engines in. And I talked about how sort of Hungary and UK are it's sort of a weaker end of the schedule for me. Well, this is a stronger end where we got your Belgium, Italy, Singapore. I do generally okay at. Then Russia. And yeah, so this is a good stretch for me coming up. R&D wise, we did jump Haas with our major aero upgrade that came in time for this race. We can look at the progress history. Some in the midfield starting to sort of separate again. If you got Racing Point continuing to get closer to Red Bull and Ferrari. You have sort of Renault and AlphaTauri and McLaren actually sort of separating themselves a little bit from Alfa Romeo, Haas, and ourselves. As far as R&D is concerned, this upgrade is coming in for Singapore. Minor engine upgrade. With the resource points we have, I think I'm gonna go with a chassis upgrade. Engine cover distribution, major weight redistribution. It will come in time for the Russian Grand Prix. So we will go with that, with the resource points that we have. Should help us out there. And then once I get the resource points, I probably would like to get this barge board upgrade. So you got a couple minor upgrades down here that we can get. And yeah, there we go. We're gonna be ready to head into qualifying. So this weekend's been a weird one for me. Again, I like Spa. Very good track for me, one of my favorite tracks to run. But practice went well, but the problem is that it rained for most of it. Pretty much only had time to do the track acclimatization in FP1 in the drive before it started raining. Like literally, as soon as I went out for the track acclimatization test, it started to sprinkle a little bit, and then it rained the whole session. I mean, I did the other tests in the wet that I needed to do, but FP2 I only did it rained the whole session. I only did the ERS test. And then at FP3 I was able to do the race strategy program, but I literally got in right before it started to rain again. So it's frustrating because it's only calling for rain right at the very end of the race. So most of it's gonna be run in the dry, which made practice, a little annoying because it really wasn't useful, even though we did all the programs. So I actually don't really know what my qualifying pace is going to be like because I haven't done a qualifying practice program this weekend in the dry. I don't know where my pace is, though it's looking good right now. We're ahead of Leclerc by a lot. Not a lot, but we're ahead of him at the moment. So I suspect that will change. Leclerc, the power of that Ferrari in a straight line. I actually had a problem at that corner right there, which normally has been a trouble spot, but it feels like most of the times I've run through there I've gone wide. So, a little bit more brake in there. Even then I still run wide. Any qualifying effort here outside the top 10 is going to be considered a disappointment for me, so make sure I get in that top 10. Go back corner. Bring it home. Boy, already takes the pole position for the moment. Car from the final chicane. And Leclerc is going to hold on for pole. Crucial for him because he has not won a race this season.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three. Leclerc, Bottas and Sebastian Vettel. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Yep, so it's Ferrari, Mercedes, then the two Red Bulls, and then us in P7. We got the two Renaults behind us, McLaren, two AlphaTauris. Weird one for Racing Point. Both cars outside of the top 10. Very surprising, especially considering that they're, AlphaTauri did do a left-handed job, and it sort of showed in their qualifying effort. But like Renault and McLaren and AlphaTauri are still fairly behind Racing Point, generally speaking. So surprising that they got out-qualified by all those teams. And it should be interesting to see if we have any grid penalties.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. It's got to be a relief to qualify that far up the grid. How do you think this team will be feeling after that result? Appreciate your time.
Of course, that's a good advantage for our one sponsor, where just basically 2 interview questions answered on the weekend, and then you get the bonus goal. Which is why I picked it, because there's usually at least 1 interview every weekend. Still handling things over science. Some more acclaim, which is always good. Liking our chances in the race. I think we're going to get a good solid points finish.
All right, I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
Again, chance for rain at the very end, but we don't know if, like France, it'll come so late that changing on to intermediates won't be necessary. So we'll see what happens, and we're ready to go for the Belgian Grand Prix.
We're in Belgium once again for today's round of the Formula One World Championship. It's a race the great Ayrton Senna won 6 times, and in 2019, Charles Leclerc became the first driver to take their maiden win here since Michael Schumacher in 1992. Spa-Francorchamps today, a circuit that spans 4.35 miles. There are tons of elevation changes along the way too. 19 corners making up this circuit, with 9 of those to the right and the remaining 10 to the left. This track is a great one for fans of pure speed. The average lap speed comes close to a whopping 145 miles an hour. Joining us today to oversee all the thrills and spills, it's Anthony Davidson. And great to see you. How are you feeling about the race today, and how are the circuit conditions from what you've seen?
Well, it's looking a bit cold out there, if I'm honest. These tyres have quite a narrow operating window in terms of the temperatures they need to extract the best grip. So with a cold track surface, it's going to be harder to keep those temperatures up, which will lead to lower grip and maybe more mistakes.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Hamilton, Max Verstappen and Albon. The owner driver, Ricciardo, Ocon and Lando Norris. Kvyat, Gasly, Sergio Perez and Sainz, Stroll, Raikkonen, Kevin Magnussen and Antonio Giovinazzi. Grosjean, Calderon, Latifi and George Russell ends our grid lineup. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
So our teammate is not starting on the back row for once after both Williams had grid penalties for engine component changes, presumably. Well, it didn't really matter because they're going to be starting towards the back anyway. As we wait for the screen to load.
We're in a great position to bring some points home today. Let's make it happen.
Alright, well they're calling for a soft to hard strategy. We'll see how that goes with the tire wear. Might be a good idea if it starts raining, just so that we don't risk going on to the medium tires and like chancing, oh, might it rain? And it doesn't rain, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap. Okay, here's who we're really fighting today, Albon and Ricciardo. No threat of rain for the time being. Conditions looking good. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
So nothing on the rain as of yet. See how it is in a couple of laps.
Radar is clear. Weather is looking good for now.
Thanks, Jeff. Just told me that. Interesting to see who gets off the line best. The guys in front of us. As we make our way to the starting grid. 2 weeks of not my best racetracks, two straight weekends of where we were at tracks that were my best, and we're back at tracks that I feel like I do very well at. So we will see if we can get a solid result. Already
The
starting in the
rest of
top
the grid
10
is forming up. Be patient
is a
and
good
watch for the
sign.
lights.
There we go, 5 red lights. And we're off to the Belgian Grand Prix. Vettel goes out to cover Hamilton. Verstappen's going to have a wide line, or going to go down the bottom. It's going to be 4 wide. It's going to be squeezed. Oh, we make contact with Bottas. Be close. Let's look at that again, actually. I want to see. That was very tight. Felt like you were going like 4 wide there into the first turn. If only there was a better camera angle. Yeah, so here, we were about 4 wide with Leclerc, or with Verstappen, Vettel, and Hamilton. As Verstappen was making a move on Bottas, we make 3 wide, diving right to the inside. Bottas had the edge, but we squeezed him a little wide. And for the moment, we are in P2. Bottas gets squeezed! Oh, Bottas! Bottas got into Hamilton, I think. There was a crash. And the safety car is out. I shoved Bottas off a little bit, but I didn't think I did it that hard. He loses control up on Rouge. The Radion. Contact, it's actually the contact with Verstappen that puts him off. As you can see, he goes sideways. He's going to turn right into his teammate, Lewis Hamilton. He's going to push him off track. And Albon's going to T-bone him, as does Ocon. Big collisions there. So you can go on board with Bottas. If he squeezes him out there, he's okay. But it's the contact with Verstappen that really sets him off. Nobody is going to DNF out of this race, from that it looks like, but we're going to set some people back for sure. Sebastian Vettel's point of view. If we can go on board Lewis Hamilton. Calamity to start here at the Belgian Grand Prix. Oh, somebody actually did lose a wheel. That might have been Albon. So I'm board with Albon. Yeah, Albon out of the race. This is Fiat. think Bottas might have ghosted there. Yeah, I think we got a bunch of people ghosting.
Drop your speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
Albon is out of the race. And it all happened behind Charles Leclerc, who, as you said earlier, has yet to win a race this season. And boy, what just calamities for the Mercedes guys. They bore the brunt of that. Now, I assume that both of those guys are going to come in for wing changes, obviously, but also changing tires. So I'm guessing they're going to go on to hards, and they're going to try to go to the end. So I don't know if hards can take them all the way to the end of the race. We'll see what happens. But the bottom line is that those Mercedes cars are going to be stuck well in traffic. So it'll be interesting to see who...
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which
Who
means
exactly
you're too
comes
fast.
in
Reduce your pace.
that needs to fix damage and who stays on track. So both Mercedes are going to come in. Looks like the Mercedes are the only ones to come in, I think. I actually don't know who has damage and who doesn't have damage. Let's take a look. Vettel looks okay. Ocon. Bits of front wing knocked off, but the wing's not totally... I think he could get away with it. Obviously, he didn't come in. Kvyat, same deal, a little bit of a rough front wing. Hamilton and Bottas completely lost chunks of the front wing. Somehow Nicholas Latifi has gotten up to P, I guess will be, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, an effective P7 for Latifi. Perez is going to get up to P8, Raikkonen at P9, and Sainz P10. I think that's just a result of people slowing down during that whole incident. And Daniel Ricciardo is probably going to have to do a wing change. And looks like my teammate might be needing a wing change as well. So, interesting developments here at the Belgian Grand Prix.
Tatiana is coming in for a stop.
As we take a look and see what the Mercedes boys are doing. And interesting, they're going on another set of soft tires. So instead of going on to the mediums, they are going for another set, or the hards, I should say. They're going for another set of softs. So Mercedes are really going to be on the back foot in this race. I presume they'll be able to fight their way through the pack and get into the points. It'll be just a question of how far up there they can get. And we'll see if this stint might help us, or this period on a safety car will help us extend our stint on the soft tires. Presumably it will, but we'll see.
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected. Dries seem like the best tyre for now.
Still nothing on the rain. No news on when that'll be coming. And so Mercedes will be 18th and 19th in the running order once this goes back to racing. Looks like we're going to do another lap behind the safety car. The pattern with the safety car is that it usually won't go back to, it won't come in unless the entire pack is caught up with each other. And obviously I have Bottas and called my teammate and Calderon and Giovinazzi still sort of trying to catch up. So I'm presuming this next lap we will be going back to green, and we are in a prime position now with, you know, the Mercedes out, Leclerc in the lead. Williams are in a good shot of scoring points if they could just hold on, like hold station. Which I don't think will happen considering how bad their car is, but yes, this definitely shakes things up in the points running positions. It could shake things up at the championship, especially for Verstappen and Vettel. Maybe they could gain any semblance of ground on the Mercedes. And again, just, you know, coming through a Rouge and Radeon, it wasn't my, you know, I wasn't trying to wreck Bottas, but I did push him a little wide. But again, it wasn't my contact that put him off, it was Verstappen's contact that put him off. It sent him spinning, so very fortunate. Those guys are very fortunate that Albon was the only one DNF'd out of the race because of that. Abadriel is very long
Okay,
here.
let's get ready to go racing again.
There we go.
The safety car is in this lap. When the
Safety
field
car
accelerates, remember, there is no
in
overtaking
this
until the green
lap.
flags. Safety car in this lap.
And Verstappen's really holding back right now. Here we go, we're back to racing.
Okay, clear.
We're gonna get dive bomb. A little bit of contact. Are we gonna get a clear before Rouge? We do. To the lead for the moment. But Leclerc might have us. New DRS, but that Ferrari is faster. Into the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. We have a very quick race car. Let's run into the grass a little bit. I'm sure those Mercedes will be coming through the field.
A new strategy is available on the MFD. Confirmed.
Now we start to put a little bit of a distance between ourselves Leclerc as we go wide. Trying to hold on to this lead. Got Leclerc right behind us. And Verstappen and Vettel. Leclerc might make a move into the chicane. Nope, can't get it done. And Verstappen now looks to make a move. For second. Verstappen's gonna get it.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the hards.
And Ocon sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. That's a bit of a surprise, especially with the front wing damage he has. I mean, this race has really slipped out of Leclerc's grasp very quickly. So it looks like things, the Mercedes are still where they restarted, have not made up any ground position-wise. Mercedes definitely would have been challengers, but it's wide open now. Anybody's ball game. Verstappen searching for a place to make a move. Might get it there. Only for a second, but we. Ooh, a little bit of
We lost the
contact.
position. Try to keep focus.
A little bit of contact with Verstappen. We're good, but Leclerc. As I go off the track because I'm not paying attention. But Leclerc is going to sneak back into P2 as Verstappen starts to fall into the clutches of Sebastian Vettel. Leclerc right up behind us. And he might be able to take the lead once the DRS becomes activated, which it should right about now.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS.
There it is.
DRS is now
Has
online.
been enabled. And Leclerc is going to be coming fast and furious behind us. Let's see if we can hold him off. Did build a bit of a gap to him. Six tenths of a second. But Leclerc, look how fast he's catching us. That DRS. And as we quickly check the running order, Mercedes have only... No, they're still... You know, I noticed Ricciardo... I don't think Ricciardo came in for a pit stop to fix that front wing damage, so I wonder... Because Ricciardo had front wing damage, but he is ahead of Bottas and Hamilton. So I'm wondering if they're getting held up because Ricciardo has weight damage and he didn't hit.
No issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
I wonder if that's what's happening with those with the Mercedes. Meanwhile, in the middle of the pack, the Williams car, Latifi, I think is really backing up the field. Of course, the slowest car on the grid. Running a little wide there. Leclerc's going to have the edge. Side by side, and Leclerc gets the job done. Leclerc up to P1. Can we get anything on him as Verstappen looks to attack from behind? Going into the final chicane. See if we can keep Leclerc in DRS range. We are for the moment.
Pit window open. Let's box this lap.
far as the pit stops are concerned, I think we're still going to have to end up going on the hards. My strategy is to just follow Leclerc and do whatever he does. We do have the DRS. We are keeping up with Leclerc. We're not able to pass him at this point. Now we have to worry about Max Verstappen, who's right on our tail. So we'll see if Leclerc dives into the pits. No idea if the safety cars changed the potential for when we would come in or not, at least for the guys around us, but like I said, we will just follow Leclerc, do what he does. He's well outside DRS range now and is just skating away with the lead, or running away with the lead. Nobody picks this up. Oh, Vettel dives in. Vettel dives into the pits. So I take it that Leclerc will be coming in on the next lap. Vettel looks like the only one to come in for pit stop. And presumably goes on to the hards. Although it looks like now one of the Haas cars also dives into the pits. Vettel's going to be in a very interesting spot. He's going to come out in a lot of traffic. Actually, let's see where he came out. I think he's actually going to come ahead of the Mercedes. Goes on to the hards, as predicted. Now, he's going to come out ahead of the Mercedes and Ricciardo. Yeah, Ricciardo never came in to fix that wing damage. I'm very surprised about that. As we said, Hamilton and Bottas still stuck where they are. They can't. Ricciardo, I think, must be holding them up. They're not able to do much of anything right now. Should be interesting to see where we are in relation to Vettel after our pit stops. Because again, Vettel is in traffic. Current pit stop predictions, this will turn out 12th. Let's see if that ends up being the case. Verstappen is right behind us. Not going to be able to get the move done there. And Leclerc dives in.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
Leclerc is in, we are in. Verstappen is in. Fiat is in. I think one of the McLarens is in as well. That's Carlos Sainz is into the pits. As Vettel is rounding the final corner now.
Go, exit now. We're racing on the exit. Go now.
Leclerc will beat Vettel out.
No more scheduled pit stops.
And we will also beat Vettel out. So all good on that front. As we come up our Rouge, the Radion and Norris right behind us on worn softs. Verstappen, can he make a move? Norris looking to make a move. Not going to be able to get it done. Ooh, bit of contact. And that actually will help Verstappen get by Norris. Not intentionally tried to do anything with Norris there, just made the contact. And with this traffic, Leclerc is just skating away. Even though he's still got, ooh, Verstappen bangs wheels.
Try to stay with him, he might make a mistake. We could still regain...
Oh, that wasn't good. Okay, misjudged that one corner. Got way too wide. We'll have Verstappen to get to the inside. Let's see if we can dispatch Magnus on this straight coming up. Maybe trap Verstappen behind him.
The incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed.
He'll be a one car slow. One of the Mercedes. So we go back on the replay and see who has the issue. Oh, and it's Bottas. Bottas has more wins this year than his teammate, but has just been absolutely snake-bitten by reliability issues. He's going to be out of this Grand Prix.
Okay, the safety car is out. The safety
And
car
another
is
safety
out.
car.
We need to form up at a reduced pace. Keep a close eye on that delta time.
Another
Make
safety
sure to
car.
Keep it positive. Tatiana is coming in for a stop. Right, some information on Grosjean. It looks like the problem is terminal. They're retiring.
And Grosjean is also retired from the race. So 2 retirements really in the same part of the track, both for mechanical failures. So the people who haven't stopped yet, I think they're going to be really on the back foot here. People like Lance Stroll and Lewis Hamilton, who did not come in. We'll have to take a tally of everything once everyone comes out of the pits. Yes, tough breaks for Hamilton and a couple other guys who just did not come into the pits. Yeah, Hamilton was probably going to go further anyway because he had softer or fresher soft tires. Yes, we are going to be geared up for another safety car restart. And actually, that safety car, who that worked out for, especially, was Esteban Ocon. He was into the pits on that lap. And he actually, because of the timing of the safety car, was able to jump Sebastian Vettel for what would be the effective P4, really, in this race. Like I said, people like Stroll still haven't stopped. They're going to have to come in. And unless they, at this point, they're going to lose a ton of spots just because of the timing of everything. So everyone's going to be bunched up.
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes' time. Rain in 10 minutes.
There it is.
Drop your speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
There's Stroll diving into the pits. Magnussen dives in. I presume Hamilton will dive in as well. No, Hamilton is going to stay on track. Perhaps is Hamilton banking that he can take his soft tires all the way to the rain? Maybe? And I only now just realized that Verstappen and Ocon are both on mediums. And we might be going back to racing this time by if everyone catches back up to the pack. Might be doing an extra lap under the safety car because I think Latifi that is so far behind. Okay, so here's things as they stand with the race director. So Leclerc first, myself in second, and Vettel in fifth are all on the hard tires. Verstappen in third, Ocon in fourth, Kvyat in sixth, Perez in seventh, all on the mediums. They have Hamilton and Giovinazzi, who pitted under that first safety car for damage. They both have soft tires on. They'll have to stop again, presuming their tires don't take them to the rain point if it rains. And then the rest of the field behind them is Raikkonen, Sainz, Gasly, Stroll, Norris, Latifi, Calderon, who's doing a good job at 16th, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Russell, and then the cars that are out of the race. So I apologize to Latifi. It's actually George Russell, the slacker, running well behind everyone else. Didn't intend to hit Leclerc there. Taking a sip of water. Again, it should be interesting to see. I'm wondering, I feel like if these safety cars not come out, we probably would have a situation like France where the rain would come, but it would be too late for a tire change. Now, not so sure. Not so sure. As we will do another lap onto the safety cars, George Russell, easy for me to say, has not caught up to the pack. This is enabling us to save some fuel, though, which is good. We have a lot of fuel to burn in this last half of the race. So Verstappen and Ocon are going to have a little bit more speed on us. Right at the, these first couple laps after the restart. So we'll see what we can do against Leclerc.
We think we may see some rain. ETA is about 15 minutes. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
It's 15 minutes out. Either way, I think the rain is far enough out that it's going to be for Hamilton and Giovinazzi. They're going to have to come in. I don't think they can stretch those soft tires to the rain if it comes. It's going to suck for them. They're going to be all the way, not only in, back of the pack, but they're going to be well off everyone else.
Safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there is no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
Our tires are a little cold right now. Let's see how they fare on this restart. Hey, once again, Verstappen just hanging back noticeably. And we're back racing. Leclerc got a great jump off the restart. And unlike last time, you will not pass him going into turn 1. Sorry to say, but Leclerc looks like is waltzing off into the distance. We are now going to be trying to fend off Max Verstappen. Again, does have better tires than us right now. Do a cheeky little save. Despite having the same tires as Verstappen and Ocon, not able to hold on to the back of us, it looks like. As we suspected, Hamilton will dive into the pits.
Rain in around 10 to 15 minutes.
Could not go any longer in those soft tires. Really a strategy blunder for Mercedes, in my opinion. I don't know why they put Hamilton on another set of softs. I mean, it really wasn't necessary. Now they're going to be all the way back in 18th and 19th. Went wide, Verstappen looking to make a move. We hold him off for the moment. Again, have to give a big applause to Ocon. Oh, Verstappen, something happened there. I think he might have gotten out of shape. And he's going to fall into the clutches of Ocon.
Keep the car ahead under pressure. He might make a mistake. The gap is only 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's not happening. Player's driving away from us, in case you haven't noticed. But, say, big credit to Ocon. Finished 4th in Hungary. and now is running the potential shot at his first podium in Formula One. He is in as Perez and Kvyat fight back there.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
For position. Should be interesting to see what happens here. Now F1 behind him, he's going to have DRS. Going down the Camel Straight. Give full power. Rich mix. ERS. Just to hold them off. Looks like we'll keep Verstappen behind us for now. Which is good news. Well, we're not falling that far behind Leclerc. We're actually, the gap is sort of maintaining at just over 2 seconds. So he's not, at least at this lap, he's not getting away from us. Ooh, Verstappen. He's been trying to make a move at that corner, but every time he gets the last 2 laps, he's gotten out of shape. Hasn't worked out for him. Get a little bit of a gap to him. Should be under threat for this upcoming chicane.
Keep managing your tyres. Manage your tyres. We're leading our teammate by 17.0 seconds.
Should be fun to see if Hamilton is able to get back into the points. He's sort of caught the back half of the top 20. So we'll see as he sets the fastest lap of the race. We'll see if he can make his way back up into the points. It'll be tough. 10th place car right now is Pierre Gasly. So we'll see if he can catch Gasly. Because he's behind one pack right now. Well, a couple cars. And then it's several seconds up the road to the next car, which is I believe, Ricardo. And then another like 2 or 3 seconds ahead of him is that next pack. And then a few seconds ahead of that pack is Gasly 10th. So, you know, Hamilton does have the best car in the field, but he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to get up into 10th place. I think it might be the first race that Hamilton's finished out of points. I'm not sure because he's had no DNFs this year. Verstappen is right behind us. Will he make a move into the chicane? No, he won't. He stays behind. Running a little wide. Verstappen's going to have an opportunity to make a move, but he doesn't. Definitely could have made one, but for whatever reason decided against it. Going to be coming up to the Camel Straight once again after Rouge and Radion. Rich mix, or ERS, rich mix. And we're able to sort of maintain enough of a gap to Verstappen that he's within DRS range, but not close enough to make a pass. Still no sign of the rain.
We're expecting the rain to hit us anytime now. Dries seem like the best tyre for now.
So it's kind of bright out. they're saying the rain's going to hit at any time. Given how long the lap is here at Spa, we could end up going on the rain tires. I don't know. Let's see, we're coming to 5 laps to go this time. Still maintaining the gap to Verstappen. Now we see it's starting to get a little cloudy. I don't know, the timing of this rain is going to be very interesting. Usually the sign for the rain is when they disable, for at least when it's time for wet weather tires, is when they disable DRS. As Verstappen's right on our rear end. Oh! Verstappen getting a little excited there. Gonna make a move. So we're inside. Verstappen not making it easy, is he? Very fast section of the track, but also a very tight section of the track. To go. When is the rain going to start coming down? That is the big question, as I just stare it right into the wall for no apparent reason. As you just handle something on my phone. Another NASCAR race coming up. Make sure I have it on. Just trying to get the race up and running in case this race goes a little long. Xfinity Series Road America getting ready to start as I finish this race. Oh, there it comes. There's the rain.
Confirming that we'll be fitting the intermediate tyres.
Verstappen actually was able to get to our inside. We hold him off.
Okay, even though we're seeing cars struggle in these conditions, if we pit for inters now, we're going to be too slow and we'll burn them out. Make the best of it for the time being. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
Oh, that's not ideal.
A new strategy is available on the MFD. Got that confirmed?
They're calling for inters now, so now is the time to come into the pits. Everyone will be diving in through intermediate tires. But just coming to 3 laps to go.
Right, come in at the end of this lap. Okay, we'll fit inters on your next stop.
Going wide, nearly into the pit lane. Should be interesting to see if anyone gets held up and how that affects the running order. Leclerc is going to get held up a ton. He gets out okay. He should assume the race lead. Or remain in the race lead, I should say.
Go, go, go. You'll be
We're in
racing on
second,
the exit.
Verstappen
Go, go,
still
go.
in third. Oh, and Norris got caught out. Lando Norris caught out. One of those situations where the teammate gets staying on track. Thanks to everyone coming in. Vettel's going to be third. Ocon will remain fourth. I think Perez is going to jump into fifth because Vettel got held up. Kvyat will be sixth. Actually, where's Vettel? Maybe I missed where Vettel is. There's Vettel. Okay, he actually got ahead of Ocon. Alright. So that makes things a little less confusing. Leclerc will make easy work of Norris here. Yeah, for whatever reason, they decided not to pit Norris. He's probably going to end up towards the back of the whole field when this is all said and done.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Verstappen will take a move. A little bit of contact. Trying to squeeze him out the best we can. He's right alongside us. Ooh, a little bit of contact there. Hold him off. Still in P2. Vettel, at this point, not a threat for the podium. As it's down to just me and Verstappen. Decide who gets second, who gets third. now on 2 laps to go. The Belgian Grand Prix. Verstappen looking to make a move to the outside. Down the end of the Kemmel Straight. And we hold him off for P2. Giving it all she's got just to hold on to that position. And an update on Hamilton. He is running in P13. And I don't think at this rate he's going to get into the points unless he makes some world-breaking overtakes. His next lap and a half. He will not score any points today. We're going to do the best we can to hold off Max Verstappen, we've been fighting him all race long.
We have 2 laps
in
of
that Red
fuel
Bull.
remaining.
Overtake mode activated. Just trying to hold him off down this straight. Heading into the bus stop chicane. Of course, a lot harder for him to get by now that DRS has been disabled.
This is your final lap. Final lap of the race. Gap to teammate behind is 32.8 seconds.
Final lap here at Spa. See if we can hold Verstappen off down the Kemmel Straight. Overtake mode, rich mix.
We advise moving
behind
to
us.
mix 2. Fuel to mix 2.
Save a little fuel. And like, I feel so good for Leclerc. He has certainly got the short end of the stick on the Ferrari end of the garage this year. So many mechanical failures. While his teammate has won 2 races. It'll be very nice to see Leclerc finally get a 1 in the win column this year. As a whole, it'll be a good day for Ferrari as they gain a... I think Mercedes are pretty much going to win the constructors
10 minutes
anyway.
left of this rain, then we think it's going to dry up. 10 minutes.
I think Mercedes are going to get the constructors title anyway, but it'll be a good day for Ferrari certainly. They'll gain a ton of points. But it looks like we are going to do it. He will hold off Max Verstappen and get our first podium since our win in Baku. A great result.
Top job, my friend, top job. I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you've pulled through. Thank you.
So, another excellent win from Ferrari. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out.
2 safety
But they were
cars.
able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari do it again.
Great result for us today. P2. Knew we had some good performance in that car, and we got it out.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Carlos Sainz certainly wasn't someone to scoff about. His ability to follow race strategies throughout with pinpoint precision has to be commended.
It's time to check out the Constructors' standings. No change in the top spot, but with today's points, their hold on the lead is getting weaker. Meanwhile, Renault move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Yeah, as you've seen the constructors, Renault jumps McLaren, and are still only 12 points behind us in the Constructors' Championship race. Driver standings wise, Albon's DNF means he is still behind us for a little bit. Ricardo still in 8th. Perez jumps Sainz. Raikkonen gets ahead of Giovinazzi. Kvyat gets ahead of Gasly. And actually, our teammate Tatiana Calderon jumps up to 20th after she had her best finish of the season in P15. So, again, a lot of that was down to just DNFs and crashes, engine failures, but still, it ended up being a very solid result for her, all things considered. Alright, and that's it for the Belgian Grand Prix.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. Did you struggle to get through all that traffic today?
Compliment the chassis.
Everything went your way today. It looked like you had a really good strategy for the race.
Another compliment to the chassis department.
It's safe to say you're smashing everyone's expectations, isn't it?
Great teamwork
Did you feel
style
comfortable
answer.
in the wet weather today? Appreciate your time.
It'll be just a very good weekend for us in general. Tatiana finished the race, so we should get all our bonus goals. We gain a big margin over Sainz, and are pretty much on the verge of winning the rivalry. That's how far ahead we are. Team gains a bit of acclaim. 698,000. The bonuses. Yeah, we always seem to get a damage deduction. Up to $4.32 million. A lot of money in the bank. Which we will probably use to upgrade some facilities. We don't have a ton of time until the Italian Grand Prix. Guess we'll give a podium celebration ceremony, why not? And then we'll throw in some driver promotion filming just to fill out that time. I think our next point is just going to give an upgrade to the aerodynamics department. And I think that'll be good for now. And yeah, we will advance to the Italian Grand Prix. I mean, you don't have any many resource points to cash in on upgrades right now, so not much we can do on that front. Alright, and that's it for this episode. See you on the next one.